Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA veteran Daniel Roberts. Daniel, how are you?
Pretty good.
Daniel, got a fight coming up April 25th at Titan FC 28. How's training been going for the fight?
It's going real good. I actually got to train with Olympic gold medalist Kendall Cross. He showed me some cool stuff. So yeah, training's going real good.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I understand correctly, you're training in Oklahoma in preparation for this fight?
Yeah, actually, I live in Oklahoma now. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Just curious why, because usually when we think of you, we think of, you training in California with the Diaz brothers, Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields. That's the guys that we associate you with. So.
Actually, I live here in Oklahoma. I did live out there, but I actually moved back here in Oklahoma. I do have a daughter, so that's the main reason why I moved back. So right here.
Oh, I see. When was the last time you trained with those guys?
It's been quite a while, actually, about a year or so. Maybe.
Oh, I see. Where exactly do you train now, and who are some of the people that you train with?
I train at the factory, and also train at the Hurricane Training Center with Gerald Harris.
Mm-hmm.
The factory I train with Josh Bryant, Tom Jones, a lot of other pretty tough guys.
No. Sounds like a pretty good group of guys you got there. Now, Team Hurricane, that's kind of like a boxing-style training camp, right? There's a lot of guys that come in and out. There's not really a set team. It's usually just a bunch of guys. Yeah. Okay, I see. Now, Daniel, I tried explaining this submission that you invented, the Ninja Necktie. I tried explaining it to the listeners, but I don't think I explained it right. Because someone else had said it, and it was completely different than what I had said the submission was. So could you explain to the listeners who maybe haven't seen this video of you explaining the Ninja Necktie, what exactly is that? And
it's kind of like an arm triangle or like a Darce type move. But, it's kind of hard to explain over the phone.
Right.
It's similar to I would say like an arm triangle. Mm-hmm. But, just kind of using your, own arms and legs to kind of, wrap it around your whole body to kind of compress the head and arm together, so.
Mm-hmm. Now, how often are you able to tap somebody out with this in training?
It just kind of depends on who I roll with. Now, the move it won't work with everybody. Obviously, if it's a really big guy and you can't lock up the position, it's not going to work. But I hit it, pretty often.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious, why did you decide to release this video now? Why not wait until you pulled it off in an actual live fight and then explain what you had done? Why did you decide to do it earlier than that?
I actually have tons of submissions, and that's just one of a few, and I just figured, why not share it? I'm here to, people that keep stuff to themselves and have secrets. How good could you be? It's like, I don't know. My goal is to challenge myself, and the more people know about jiu-jitsu, the more I would have to create and do other stuff. So, and because this guy Pete, he hooks up with them, so I decided just to call him up and just share it. So yeah, I'm a real creative guy, so I don't mind sharing stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, not giving away your game plan or anything, but Brock Jardine, he's no stranger to strange submissions being pulled off on him. With his last fight being against Kenny Robertson, he had a strange knee bar, or whatever you want to call it, that he was submitted by. Is this a guy that potentially you see it working against?
Well, obviously I'm not just going in there and focusing on that.
Right. Yeah.
Focus on finishing the fight. So, right. If I can catch him in it, that'd be great. But I'm just looking forward to the finish. I'm not focusing on a certain submission. I never do that. I'm not even focusing on the submission. I'm focusing on finishing the fight any way possible. So I happen to be good at submission, so it kind of goes out that way a lot. But if I can knock them out, that'd be great. I could ground a pounder, ref stoppage, submission, just any kind of way. I'm just looking for my
Now, it's been a while since we've seen you in action. It's been almost 10 months since your last fight against Justin Baseman. Besides creating submissions and filming them, what have you been up to? You know, where have you been, and what's been the holdup? Why haven't we seen you in action since June?
I mean, that last fight, it's really kind of, I'm not even going to say I think I won the fight. I did win the fight, but I guess the judges didn't see it that way. So, when as a fighter, it's just the worst fear ever, being robbed, and I just really took a toll on me, because you put so much time and energy and training and preparation, and just to get, it shipped away from me like that is really hard. So it kind of took a toll on me mentally, but I know what I need to work on, and I'm ready now. So. I can't keep going back in the past, and I just got to learn from my mistakes, and I'm always looking for the finish, but I just got to know when to finish. So I can't always force stuff. So I learned a lot from that fight, and I'll definitely be ready.
My next question was going to be: did you think that you won the Justin Baseman fight? And you just answered that. You said you thought you won, but how about this one? What do you think he did to allow him to get the win? What do you think the judges saw in what he was doing that allowed him to get the decision?
I was looking at the first round. He did end the first round pretty good, but based on the whole round, I did way more damage than he did. But, judging, it is a difficult task, because, there's so much you can factor in. Like, if a guy gets almost knocked out and drops, the judges see that big. If a guy almost choked out, they can't really tell, and, they don't really judge that, really being bad. But, it is a difficult task, judging fights, but I still think I won. And I think the reason maybe why they gave him that fight is because he did end the first round pretty good, even though I started off good. I did more in the first round than he did, but sometimes judges see the last part. They remember the last part of the round, and that's just the way it is. It's almost natural, for sometimes people to forget what happened in the whole round, but they just remember the last, what they saw last. So it's kind of natural for but it still doesn't make it right.
Now, the fight ended being a split decision. 2 judges scored for him, 1 judge scored it for you. Before they read the scorecards, how confident were you that you had done enough to get the decision?
It was just a big fear of mine, and I was thinking, because I really wanted to finish the fight. I did think it was close, but I thought I won, and you just never really know with the scorecards, because a couple of buddies of mine, they got robbed before too, and it's just kind of something that happens. You can't really. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I thought I won, and I don't really. Honestly, it does suck that the judges scored it that way, because everyone I talk to say that I won, but fortunately, that's all that matters. It's the judges. So.
Isn't that the worst thing ever when you hear everyone else besides the people that matter saying that you won? Like, does that just add a little bit more sting to a loss?
Yeah, it does, but I just try to learn from my mistakes, and he was a tough guy, but I was trying to force the finish, and sometimes when you force stuff, it just doesn't happen, so you just got to kind of take what they give you, so.
Well, I don't mean to pile on, but I thought you won the fight. I scored it for you.
No, thanks. It's all good.
I'm just teasing you. Well, now, going forward, you're going to be fighting April 25th against Brock Jardine. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
He's a tough fighter. I'll definitely be ready for him. And, I'm excited. I'm excited to fight again, especially on CBS. So, yeah.
Now, he's been out for a very long time. You've been out for 10 months, a good amount of time. You're a little bit out of the rotation from when you would fight, but not a massive layoff. Are we on even ground here in terms of ring rust and stuff like that? Do you think that there won't be any of that on either side?
Well, actually, I mean, I learned a lot. So, I guess you could. Some fighters may say that, but I mean, on my time off, I've learned so much, and I've gotten so much better. I'm actually ready to fight. Sometimes when you fight back to back, it's kind of hard to learn, but it's been a while, so I've really been absorbing in knowledge, and I'm just learning to be a smarter fighter. It's not all about just the most athletic guy and the strongest guy. It's about the smartest fighter. Because one of my guys, one of the smartest fighters, I think, is Pierre. And that's not because he's necessarily the best fighter. He's just the smartest fighter. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, would I be correct in saying that you signed with Titan so you can make it back to the UFC?
Well, I'm not focused on that. I'm just focused on this fight. Whatever happens, after that, then we'll go from there. But I'm just focused on Jardine right now.
Mm-hmm. The reason I asked was I gotta believe that World Series of Fighting or Bellator, one of those two, or both of them were, knocking on your door. Hey, come sign with us. We'll get you a fight. Were they, players in trying to sign you?
Yeah, there's a couple of different leagues that are interested in me, but like I said, I'm a real focused person. I'm focused on the 25th, and whatever happens after that, we'll focus on that.
Mm-hmm. So. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously not looking past this fight, but you were on a nice little run. You won 2 fights. You beat Brian Foster, who's a UFC veteran and a very tough guy. You submitted him in the first round. You were working your way back to the UFC. You were on a 2-fight win streak before the Baseman loss. Had you won that fight, a lot of people believe, including myself, believe that had you won that fight, you would have gotten another chance to fight in the UFC. If you get a win here, does that kind of erase that loss and get you maybe a call, or is it something where that Baseman loss was a setback to where maybe you have to get a couple more? Give us an idea here. How much do you think that loss to Baseman was a setback?
I have no idea. That's up to the guys at the UFC. I mean, I would like to say yes, but I don't really know. Just focus on this fight. Focus on winning it, and I guess I could tell you after the fight. So I don't really know.
Okay. Now, if you look at this fight from Brock Jardine's point of view, what do you think his camp's telling him to do against you in this fight?
Probably sprawl, stay on his feet. Yeah, I'm sure he won't want to go to the ground with me.
Right. Obviously, this fight is a chance for you to get some momentum going, get back in the winner's circle, get back on the winning track. But outside of that, is there a little bit more for you at stake? Is there anything else at stake for you in this fight? Because I was looking at the card, and there's another welterweight fight on this card, a fight between Ricky Legier and Todd Moore. So I was thinking that maybe Titan was trying to set up the winner of your fight versus the winner of those two guys and put that fight together and make that for the title. Has Titan told you anything about this? Has Titan said anything to you about possibly your fight against Brock Jardine being a number 1 contender fight?
Again, I'm just focused on Brock. So I really don't know anything about. I didn't even know about the other fights on the card. I'm just focused on him, and I guess after that, I'll focus on other things. But I'm just focused on him right now. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, this is going to be the first time I think a lot of people will see you post-UFC, because I don't really know how many people tuned into the War MMA card, and I don't know where the other 2 fights, if they were even broadcast on TV anywhere, regardless if it was on internet or small local TV. So basically, this will be the first time that people will see you since you've left the UFC. It's going to be airing on CBS Sports Network. So is there anything that you're looking to prove, because this is the first time that they've seen you outside the UFC? And also, is there anything you're looking to showcase, maybe some improvements that you made since the last time they saw you fighting in the octagon?
Well, yeah, I definitely got a lot better. I'm just looking to give it all, like I always do. I'm definitely ready to put on a show, and I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Daniel, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Yeah, just You can just check out my website, ninjaroberts.com. All my fans, you can follow me on Twitter at Ninja Roberts. And I want to give a shout out to Discount Sports Nutrition, Athletes Bay, Hurricane Training Center, The Factory, and to all my fans, I'll definitely be ready April 25th.
Daniel, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it, and good luck April 25th at Titan FC 28 against Brock Jardine.
Well, thanks for having me on.